Vici Gaming's
Alright everyone,
time
welcome back. Game number 2 begins now. We've got Newbee.Y versus Vici Gaming. Vici took game 1. Game 2, we'll see what they can pull up. It is 6.86 and so far Vici showing that they want to try some of the new flavors. The Void, the Marana both coming out. The Void seemed pretty good. The Marana, not much of an impact, but we'll see what happens here in game number 2. I'm GoDz, joining me is Vykromond. Vic, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. Enjoying some Christmas video game watching.
As am I.
I think I'd like to see more experimentation from Vici for sure. I think this is a totally safe tournament, not a huge prize pool. The competition is middling. They can definitely experiment. I want to see them experiment.
Yep.
Vici as a team has had a lot of drafting issues the past year and a half, so if they can find some really, really good heroes that they can really lean on, then that'd be great.
No, and not only is it like the right term as far as prize pool and teams go, it's like best of threes, you're up 1-0, you can kind of pull something a bit different out. It's also double elimination, so it's a bit more forgiving as far as the format goes, so would definitely expect Vici to pick a few new things up here. Oracle being one of the new heroes that is still in the pool, which we've seen largely banned out in the first stage or picked up early, so...
A lot of teams have been really picking a ton of Oracle, especially the European scene.
Yep.
But I don't know, maybe these teams don't care as much about it.
It's hard to tell how strong he is. He seems just like a safe standard support to be picking up early, kind of like picking up a Bane or something. Like, you know he's going to be decent. He has some good firepower, some good utility, and then like defensive capabilities as well, like as far as being able to save teammates and all that.
Yeah, they sanded away a lot of the really like sharp edges of Oracle, like obviously his ultimate received 2 sets of pretty dramatic nerfs. First taking away the stealth and the extremely low cooldown, and then in return they gave it the debuff clearing, which it now also doesn't have. Yeah, I think he's good, but he's I don't know, he hasn't set the world on fire in any game that I've watched.
No, I agree with that. Newbee.Y though, Undying, Gyrocopter picked up together. Often Gyrocopter picked up in response to the Undying, but we won't see that in the hands of Vici Gaming. And Vici now, second pick coming their way. FY in the drafting seat. See if he's got anything else crazy prepared.
The Radiant Side Tusk, I wonder if we're going to see the same degeneracy that we saw in the last game.
What were the changes to Nature's Prophet in the new patch? Was there any?
There was at least one change that is of no consequence, which is that the treants that he produces with Ags are stronger, but I think there were a couple more.
I'm pulling up the patch log as we speak. Nature's Prophet.
I was int, base int. Pretty substantial buff there, and treant damage got buffed as well. So actually, that's not bad.
That's actually pretty good. Like 4 extra like if the base increases like a damage increase as well. So
right. Yeah.
Considering the hero was actually, I love how like there are some heroes which are kind of getting played at least, and were starting to become popular, and they got buffs, and then there are some heroes which had completely fallen off that don't get touched. Like Leshrac, completely useless hero, doesn't get buffed at all. Like, obviously people are still, I think, salty about how good Lesh was during the TI era, but there's definitely some heroes which could do with some loving.
It's definitely interesting how some heroes just don't, they don't get anything. I think the thinking might be like, this hero is like, if they buffed that hero again, he would just be the same thing that he was, and it's like, well, maybe we need to rework a couple skills or something to make him have a little bit more depth. I don't know. I don't think Leshrac is total garbage, but he's definitely fallen off compared to the glory days.
Alright, well, we'll see what comes next for the draft here. Some bans going out. Naga, Siren, PL taken out, Spirit Breaker and Alchemist taken out by Vici Gaming.
Yeah, these bans make sense. Naga's definitely a pretty real hero right now. You saw Alliance using her quite a bit to great effect at WCA. And
Burning used to play quite a bit of it when it was a popular safe lane farmer.
Sure did, yeah. Some games people complained about at TI4 with Burning Naga and Loda Naga. That's a hero that's really a perennial. As long as she's not totally useless, like if she's not been nerfed into the ground, there's always a place for Naga Siren.
Yeah, just the nature of the ultimate and what it can do means even if you can't fit the hero as a carry and split push, if there's no split push meta, you can still use as a team fight hero around the ultimate. So
yep,
we'll see what it's going to be. Newbee.Y, the ones who pick up Dragon Knight this time around, they have a pretty strong, scary push and kind of doing what Vici did to them in the previous game. a pseudo 5-man draft here with a DK Gyrocopter Undying, and Vici immediately respond with AA. Pretty good counter pushing hero. They've got the good synergy between the Prophet and the AA ultimate, giving them some insta global burst damage.
And his AA is also pretty good against Undying because he can counteract the soul repealing.
Yep.
So AA, yeah, he's also been a pretty popular hero lately. He's really good against any sort of like heavy healing situation. He's one of the. He fills such a niche where like all these heroes like Dazzle and Undying, there actually aren't that many answers other than AA to some of these heroes. So that's
actually a really funny point and very, very true. But AA is just unmatched in what he does. And he hard I don't know if hard counters is the right word, but he is against certain drafts where you have 2 or 3 healing supports. He's just amazing. And
it's
basically,
like I wish there were more people that did what he does because it's like there's really only AA in his niche.
And it's very much the last patch or so. The last patch was entirely picking up healing supports: Undying, Dazzle, Winter Wyvern,
and healing cores, Alchemist.
Yep.
Huskar.
Shadow Shaman.
So Newbee.Y go for Shadow Shaman. I imagine they may have even been considering going for something like a Dazzle or Oracle with that 4th pick, but the CDEC.Y, they go for something with a bit more firepower, a bit squishier in the Shadow Shaman, but very much revealing their cards that they want to push.
Yeah, I like the Wraith King here. I think this is a great pick. Outlasts a lot of the heroes, the things that Newbee.Y can bring to bear, and they know that there's not going to be an Invoker who absolutely craps over Wraith King. It's very unlikely that there will be a Lion, so it's a great time for Wraith King, I think. It's a good pick.
Alrighty.
Reserve time.
Well, last pick's coming out. Vici Gaming. Probably, they'll be looking for a mid-hero for Super with a support Tusk coming out. As for Newbee.Y, most likely looking for an offlaner, depending on how they want to play the Undying. Could also be a support hero to fit into their draft.
Yep. Yeah, they definitely could either go for like a dual Undying offlane or something. I'm not sure. I'm excited to see. I feel like I haven't seen SSS play Nature's Prophet in a long time. Maybe he hasn't, just games that I haven't watched. He was he's a very, very potent Nature's Prophet offlane player. I remember he was one of the first to really get the max out of every treant, right? Like he's always using them for vision, for map control, for stopping ganks. He's very, very, because this micro is, I mean, he's a beast at micro for sure.
He's always, as far as scouting goes, he is like probably the best out there. I mean, you mentioned Nature's Prophet. He'd done it like, I remember him playing Brood, where he has like 10 spiderlings and he's sent to 10 different locations. He's actually crazy to watch when he has a hero with like a couple extra units and how well he can use those extra units.
Absolutely, yeah, and that comes from that sort of ecumenical. Like he's played so many different games at such a high level. He's an excellent unit.
He's one of those players who could just pick up a new game and probably be a pro gamer at it. Like he played StarCraft somewhat professionally for a period of time in Singapore.
Professional level, I believe, very early in League. He actually played League at a near pro or pro level too.
Yep.
This was pre LCS era, but still, like he's a Renaissance man for sure.
Yep. So last few picks coming up. Razor Band up by Newbee.Y. Worried about something with a bit of... I mean, you want to go for some wave clear here, most likely, if you're Vici Gaming. You've got Ice Shards right now, but other than that, you're wave clearing with long cooldown ultimates if you're using Ice Blast or Wrath of Nature, so possibly something with a bit of spam. I don't think Super really plays Wind Ranger, but could be an okay Wind Ranger game.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, there's still quite a few other heroes that Super doesn't mind playing, because there's Ember. Ember would be fine here, I think.
I don't really... Yeah, it's kind of hard against, because your Battle Fury timing normally isn't great, and Super of all mid plays doesn't farm as much as others, so...
No.
You know what hero I found is actually a really good counter to Shadow Shaman and Serpent Wards, which I don't think they're going to pick by any chance, but Venomancer, Plague Wards 2-shot the Serpent Wards. So if you have a few Plague Wards down, Serpent Wards just get taken out with ease.
Actually, Veno's pretty good here, I feel like.
Yeah.
Now that you say
A core Veno mid could be like a great way at stopping pushes.
They
and
played that. I've seen them play core Veno, so it's not impossible.
This is such a good Veno game. I wish I could just like whisper in FY's ear like, how about a Venomancer here, man? I feel like I could convince him and sell him on it. Like this is why it's good. It combos with the AA. You get the Venomancer ultimate with the AA ultimate. You get the Plague Wards to defend the push. They also take out the Serpent Wards really easily. It outlanes a Dragon Knight. Like you've got a lot of things going for you.
Really annoying to play against, because the usual thing you do against Veno is you just keep killing him because he's so slow and easy to pick off. But with the AA, if you try to pick off the Veno, he's just going to use ultimate, die happily, and then a Ice Blast and a Wrath of Nature hit you, and then you trade 4 for 1.
Ooh, Zeus comes out. That's a fun different pick. So more global. Okay, this
Global, yeah.
I can get on board with this though. This is more global to go with the Prophet, the AA, new Zeus as well with the Aether Lens. Probably one of the best heroes to buy it on. I feel this is to me, Aether Lens was made with like Zeus in mind.
Yeah, Zeus Lens is great. The other thing about Zeus is that if you can get rune control with this team, the Arcane Rune Zeus late game with that, or mid game, or even like at any point in the game, Zeus with the Arcane Rune bottled is just terrifying to deal with because it increases his DPS so much.
Alright, so we'll get ourselves in. Don't worry guys, no audio desync, we're just showing the Chinese stream with the players, and unfortunately it's like 10 seconds behind where we are on our stream, but you guys can see the players in action there in China, as well as catch all the action in the draft here. So we'll hop ourselves in. Game number 2, Vici Gaming. Willing to try something a bit different and new here.
A little bit of the MYM coming out of Vici here. Where's the Spectre is my question. It's in unplayable city, but you know, it's fine.
I feel like the global strats is one thing where picking up like 2 to 3 global heroes is good, but if you go like 5 global, it's just overkill. Unless
it almost always is game losing, yeah.
it works only when all 5 of those heroes. It worked when like Spectre was in the metagame, but if you're like picking heroes out of the metagame that aren't that strong, just so you have 5 global heroes, it's bad. But
Yeah,
if you pick like a couple of fringe heroes and then have other like heroes like Tusk, like you're fine. You've got your bases covered. You've got a Tusk in your draft. You can pick whatever else you want. Tusk still seems just amazing as well. Like he got a few small nerfs here and there, but the hero still does what he's meant to do.
Yeah, I think Tusk is here to stay for a while. He's so potent. What his abilities do, if you can, now that everybody knows how to sort of control them, is just it's very, very difficult to equal that, especially because he needs no farm to do what he does.
He's very reminiscent of like the old Batrider. Like you can nerf Batrider all you want, Ice Frog, but this hero is not going anywhere until you really nerf the hell out of him, and
until
then
it becomes impossible to get a single last hit. Yeah.
Yeah. Couldn't last hit, and then they also took away his jungle, and it's like, okay, Batrider's actually gone. But you would have to do a lot to Tusk to make him not playable. Take away some armor, maybe take away some movement speed. Then he gets a bit harder to play.
I gotta say, I am a little concerned. Like, the Zeus pick is cool, but I do feel like they could... If this doesn't go well for Super, he could just die again and again and again and again. If the Rasta especially, or the Beastmaster have a good game.
We got the deny and the bounty rune.
Nice.
Beastmaster with the Quillbore snipe. They were leaving it there possibly for Super to rotate down because Burning didn't pick up on Wraith King. It looked like Tusk was maybe running in to pick it up since Tusk gets a lot stronger at level 2. Probably gets more out of a fast level 2 than a Wraith King does, but that's painful. Okay, so here we go. Ice, Treant shenanigans. He gets the double Treants to try and pull the creep wave off top lane, but only half succeeds. The lane does get pushed into the tower, so this will push out, it looks like. Although the range creep going to get denied here, so possibly not the start he was looking for with those Treants. Yeah. And they've actually denied a lot of the creeps that were going to push out. Oh, bottom lane. First blood on the Beastmaster.
Yep.
Man, I need to stick to the Chinese stream. They don't miss kills. What am I doing here?
Yeah, MR only had Decay, not Soul Rip, but even with Soul Rip, I don't think that was avoidable. This is a pretty powerful Tri-Late, honestly. It's going to be hard for without a dual lane to live.
You've got your good old faithful Mango, so Burning will have at least 2 more stuns in this lane. Now already has picked up a magic stick.
It's going to be pretty hard to push SSS out. I think Cheesebug... I just basically pointed out that actually is Cheesebug. So they basically traded Cheesebug down from Newbee Prime and traded LE up.
Okay. Cheesebug. So 3-2-1 is Cheesebug.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Interesting.
But still, it's going to be not that easy to push SSS out, at least not until he gets a couple levels, and that's great for him. He's got double Fairy Fire too, so...
Well, the Treants are just nice because they can take they take the Rocket Barrage for you as well, so it makes the lane a lot more manageable as a result. Bottom lane, they're going for another kill. MRR could be in a lot of trouble here. The Chilling Touch damage, is it going to be enough? One more right click, not quite there.
Nice body block coming out from Beastmaster.
Yeah, comes in, saves the day for now. Now some of these other lanes. Zeus doing very well in this mid lane. Bottle up, actually already has had the bottle up for some time. This is probably just a bottle crow routine that's been happening here.
The thing is, because there's so much pressure placed right now on the Newbee Young lane, that it's actually really difficult for them to rotate anybody, and even if they wanted to, Shadow Shaman is so slow and unmaneuverable at this point that there's really no threat to the Zeus, which is fantastic for Super because he needs those levels early on.
Yeah, he's not even... Has he got level 2 now? Yeah, okay, he just got it from the neutral camp, and probably need to be something like nighttime to be able to get that done.
For sure.
Whoa. Gia helps iG.V out a bit here by pulling the wave into the neutral camp. iG.V taking some damage. Has Tangos, has Verify. Shouldn't be too much danger here.
I don't think they can kill him. Not without the Undying coming in. The Undying can't leave because then the Beastmaster will die.
Making full use of the Treant bonus damage by just constantly right-clicking heroes with them.
Yeah, iG.V is actually... He's really taking control of this lane. This is really rough for Newbee here.
Huh, so looking to do the mid-ancient pull. FY, here we go. Okay. That's how you do it.
Oh my god.
That is going to be patched in the next...
Yeah, this is pure degeneracy. Like,
this is worse than any mid-pulls I've ever seen before, perhaps.
Yeah. It's actually funny because every patch they make the mid-pull, and every patch there's something even more disgusting that comes
Okay.
out.
That is definitely... I feel like you're just going to have to start banning Tusk against Radiant teams. This is definitely not balanced.
Yeah.
Especially because it's Ancients, and he's actually getting farm from this. He's denying XP from mid, getting farm. I don't know if he did this earlier in this. I feel like he started up bottom lane for the most part, so I think this may be the first time he's done it this game, but Zeus can pretty much hold his own now with Bottle, Soul Ring. Can just spam out the creeps under the tower, and FY's a happy camper.
For sure. Yeah, I think Tusk on Radiant, this is... Well, like you said, I can't imagine this ever getting through it once people cotton onto it.
I feel like it just needs, like, the... I mean, seen people mention that it just needs the fissure treatment, where if you get stuck as a creep, you just wait till it moves out of the way. So rather than try and loop around, you just wait till the iShards disappears. Would be a pretty, I guess, Valve-proven fix to it.
Yeah.
Lane. iG.V goes down, does get a kill, did not get XP for it. But at least takes one with it. Meanwhile, bottom lane, they've gone in on the Beastmaster. A couple right clicks here. They do get the Cold Feet proc. The Zeus ultimate, is it going to be enough? Not quite. The Soul Rip just in time. And SCC rotates in on the Dragonite. Gets himself and his team some kills. That's right, guys. Fast. Make a Reddit thread and that pull will be fixed within the 24-hour period. It may be Christmas Day, but Valve will fix it. All we need is a Reddit thread. If you believe hard enough.
That might actually be true, which terrifies me.
It's a depressing thought, but no. So bottom lane, kill going the way of Newbee.Y, but it does cost him a Dragonite rotation. I say cost him, it's worth the rotation, but it's not exactly like it was like, oh, that's wonderful for them. A really big pickup.
But they need to stabilize that lane any way they can. And now with now that they got a few levels on this Undying and Beastmaster, it's actually a lot harder for them to get pushed out. And they're making use also of this pull here to the new position of the hard camp. And actually, yeah, this is looking a lot more stable for Newbee.Y.
Yep. So burning, it's picking up some early treads. It looks like we'll have level 6 fairly soon. Then things get a bit tricky for him, and what will make things a lot trickier for Newbee.Y is getting both Zeus and Nature's Prophets online. In the early stage of the game, having both those ultimates is just going to be ridiculously powerful.
So, I think what I'm really interested in seeing here is if, first of all, if iG.V is able to stay in this lane until he gets like even one full item and they don't take the tower, then the Nature's Prophet is actually going to be really, really terrifying because actually here they are
He's
chasing.
juking. Oh man. Could not get the stun off even with the haste rune.
Yeah, I think once iG.V hits level 6 or 7 and he's able to give that global presence, it becomes so much harder for Newbee.Y to really... Oh wow, this is a tense situation.
Karina's flying overhead, FY's rotated in, has Snowball, won't get a chance to use it, and he kind of knew those heroes were there. Yeah. Zeus comes in though, and that's where the cleanup is. Colddown going to look to turn this one around, Super gets low, but the Sprout going to help him out. Gia has one last rocket barrage, he pops the one to keep himself alive, and they get to kill the Nature's Prophet, so not bad, not bad. Newbee.Y getting some key kills for themselves, and
for sure
fighting a good time there. Tusk getting killed before he could use his Snowball, really costing Vici Gaming there.
And the other thing is not having Wrath of Nature, because actually they probably would have killed that at the very least the Gyro if iG.V was level 6 for that fight, but he wasn't.
I feel like if they kill Gyro, they can chase and kill more as well, because Gyro is the reason they can't chase, because it's like, okay, we don't want to chase into Rocket Barrage. That spell hurts.
Yeah, I think that fight was could have been very, very in favor of Vici.
Bottom lane, going on the Beastmaster, the Sprout is there, going to lock him in place for the Cold Feet. The Soul Rip not going to be enough. Super's even rotated in, and this is probably going to lead to a secondary kill. You betcha. Emara goes down on the Undying. 2 kills, and that was a TP and smoke rotation from Newbee.Y. They've got a Gyro and Shadow Shaman here, suddenly twiddling their thumbs, wondering what went wrong, where is everyone?
Yeah.
And you can't go in all of a sudden.
They do a smoke into like a skirmish and lose the skirmish really dramatically.
Yeah.
Not good for risk calculation.
And the fight broke out before they could even get there with the smoke. GoDz going to go in with the cold down here. Burning's led the way, though. The cold feet proc, not going to land Burning. He's got ultimate, and that's why they want to fight here. He gets a kill before he goes down. SCC forced to use a brief fire on that one. Now the stun going to come back up. Should see another kill come his way. Murr says, please. Not me. Snowball going to catch you up. Just 1, no 2. Gets the Beastmaster as well. Zeus ultimate, and there's another Wraith King stun. This is looking terrible for Newbee.Y. They buy back the Gyrocopter. They've got to get something out of this. SCC goes down to a Zeus ball. No, Gia, not again. You can't afford to die. It doesn't look like he will. They'll actually start turning things around in their favor. It'll cost them the Gyrocopter buyback. But they'll get Wraith King, they'll get Profit, and it looks like, yep, they'll get the Tusk. Still, they were penalized by the buyback penalty. Was that on multiple heroes? It looks like just the one buyback, but...
Just one, yeah.
Still, okay, about a 700 gold swing going Vici Gaming's way, so most importantly buying back to get some much needed experience as well on some of these heroes, so probably worth the Gyrocopter buyback in the end. Just not a hero you want to see buying back at 9 minutes in.
I totally agree, but I think he absolutely had to buy back. So it was the right choice, but obviously it's a choice that, like you said, you don't want to have to make. Yeah, Vici, now that they have all these globals available, they're really pressing the advantage, which makes perfect sense for them.
They did need the Wraith King ultimate, so they may slow down now. They won't look for like a big team fight like that without a Wraith King ultimate, probably.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Aether Lens Zeus. The fun begins. Super is ready to go, and he's got an Arcane Rune to go with it. Arcane Rune to go with this. This is like dream come true.
Can't even hide 200 units off of the map because now it extends to beyond the map.
So we'll see what the next move is going to be. They still can look for like small little fights and pickoffs, I imagine, but probably just give the Wraith King some breathing room while he tries to farm up during his reincarnation cooldown.
Yeah, they know the exact cooldown of the reincarnation, so they have some potential to, if they feel pretty confident and they haven't seen the Zeus Arcane Rune, they could try something like a tower push, but it's pretty iffy. Gyro's maybe in trouble.
Yep, Zeus rotates in, there's the Snowball, gets a cooldown up, but he's been thrown up in the air and no TP counterplay available. Looks like Newbee.Y were setting up bottom, which is the right move I feel to make while Burning's ulti's on cooldown and he's alone, but he's seen this exact gank happen so many times. His team is ganking the off lane, he's alone in the safe lane, and he's like, I should probably get out of here, they're going to come for me.
Yeah. I think they were really expecting to kill him. I think they were expecting Gyro. They just wish that Gyro was alive for
Exactly. Like, if Gyro was in Burning's exact position, but only one of the two died. Like, if that was Burning on the Gyro, he probably does not fall to that gank.
Oh, that's brutal. Now Undying has to leave because he soul ripped right after the AA ult hit him.
Yeah. He will not go down at least, but multiple towers going Vici's way. Possibly. Mid lane and top lane both taking damage, and with an Undying this low, Dragon Knight also popping the ultimate and taking a bit of damage. It will get hard to defend these lanes. And there we go. Burning gets the last hit, and what's he picked up? Midas, okay. So we'll
Interesting. This is funny. Sometimes Vici does this where like one guy goes super greedy. Like ISSS went as ungreedy as you could. He has drums on Nature's Prophet just for pure push.
Oh, wow.
And then Burning, for his part, is like, ah, yes, thank you for going drums. I'm going to go ahead and go Midas.
I think last time I saw him play, he went for this Midas build, but yeah, he is fairly underleveled, just level 8 for now, so it will help him out as far as getting up to that
good item on
level 2 ulti.
Yeah, for sure.
Ideally, he wants to be like level 11 before he dies again with reincarnation, so it's got that dramatically shorter cooldown.
Yeah, hitting that level 11 and 16 marks for Wraith King is tremendously important. You ideally, I mean, some players, this hasn't really happened to the Chinese scene as much, but some European and North American players now try to avoid taking it unless it's like really critical, just to not trigger that enormously long cooldown at level 1.
Yeah. Here we go. They're going to smoke up, run right into Burning, who has not got his ultimate back up just yet. I'll get the pick off. I don't imagine Vici want to go and fight this one, even with the Nature's Prophet and Zeus ultimates combined. Not in the best position. Possibly a Shadow Shaman kill could go their way. He's low. There's your Zeus ultimate with the Prophet ultimate. They'll take the free pick off. They do lose Tusk here. Buyback coming out from Burning this time. He TP's in with a stun. Tombstone is there, which may just be extra gold coming their way. Meanwhile, Ice scouts out the TP. Can they cancel it? Don't think so. Not
They
quite.
pull a Burning buyback and trade for the old Gyro buyback. Now Burning is in voice chat saying, "Ah, yes, this is why I bought the Midas."
Just so he had that bit of extra coffers to spend some money on buyback. But yeah, that, I guess expecting a big fight, but I feel Vici's lineup is not the best for forcing it. Like, they don't have the catch. I guess they have Tuss, so if they can catch someone with a snowball, but Tuss was dead. When he bought back, there was no Tuss.
They've been pretty successful. Oh man, that is a great gyro kill. Just perfect.
Zeus Aether Lens things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he picks up a Staff of Wizardry. It looks like Force Staff is going to be the item of choice. I really like the Bloodstone after the Aether Lens, but this gives you more mobility, so it's a... I think deciding that their lineup actually has very bad mobility, or anyone to buy... Like, they don't have anyone to really buy a mech or buy these kind of team-oriented items, so Super's like, well, I guess I gotta get the Force Staff for us.
Yeah, I think... Yeah, especially since... I think the first step actually is the correct call here, because he can reposition people who are being targeted by either Call Down or Shadow Shaman and Beastmaster. The fourth step's really useful, and again, Burning is just going greed, so everybody else kind of has to go not greed.
Not to mention he's like already got it, so he can go back for the Bloodstone now as well if he wants.
God. Okay, now they have the lead that you need to make this global lineup really abusive, so they're just fragging people wherever they want.
Yep. That was a bit too easy. Ag Scepter will be coming from Daryl's Nature's Prophet, increasing the damage of that. Zeus, meanwhile, hits level 11. And you can transition into that split push Rat Dota Prophet as well with this build.
Oh, totally. Because, making the treants all over the map and just pushing with it. Newbee, we talked about how the wave clear of Vici wasn't that great. Newbee's is pretty good, but even so, like, they're not going to feel comfortable splitting up, so... If he's pushing multiple lanes. We
looked at Newbee's draft and we're like, okay, they're kind of revealing everything. They're going for a push strat. They've not pushed this game. They took one tier 1 bottom tower, and that they only got that because Vici Gaming traded for 2 tier 1s elsewhere on the map. So it didn't even feel like Newbee.Y were like, yeah, we 5-men and pushed the tower. It was like, no, they dodged Vici Gaming, who got a lot more out of the trade. So
yeah, I think, again, the plan is pretty clear, and there's nothing wrong with the plan. They just haven't had the wherewithal or the advantage to actually press their plan into action. So yeah, the lack of pushing coming from them is crippling. They need that extra gold, they need that extra map control.
Well, Vici Gaming covering their bases, scat at Roshan with an Ice Blast, knowing that Newbee.Y are missing off the map a long time, and they could go for Rosh. Serpent Wards could be dropped, and it would be a pretty straightforward Roshan.
Look at Vici's vision right now. It's so immaculate.
Do they see this? They TP in. The Hulk did scout out that TP, I believe. Serpent Wards drop. Burning can lead the charge with Reincarnation, though.
It's still level 1 Reincarnation, so if they can't win the fight, then it's not a great idea.
And they're going to go for the trade at top for now. They take a tier 2 tower of their own. They're waiting on Zeus. Oh, no, they've got Zeus. They've got Zeus and NP ultimate. I feel like they do want to fight. Here we go. They're going to snowball in. Zeus ultimate at the ready with the Nature's Prophet ultimate. There's the Ice Blast. They blow up one to start things off. Burning still on the front lines, but he's got Reincarnation. Just has to be wary of the mana burn. He's getting burned low. Has 10 sick charges, though, which should be enough to cover him for the Reincarnation. And it doesn't even look like he's going to end up using it. Gets the level 2 Reincarnation. Pops a stick. Is actually going to end up killing a Necrobook. Whoa-oh. That's a lot of damage. He survives it. And meanwhile, tier 2 tower. MMR, what were you doing, mate? Stun just in time.
I didn't even get it, so it's just going to get denied. That's unfortunate.
He didn't get the tower. Burning didn't even end up dying. Oh boy.
Yeah, that actually could not have gone worse for Newbee.
And yeah, so level 2 ultimate now on Burning. He could pick up a Blink Dagger soon if he wants to. We'll have to see what the item of choice is going to be.
Burning in that Necro. Did you see that he stopped attacking and then he was like, nah, I want the gold.
Was it the Wraithfire Blast? I think it was the Wraithfire Blast damage over time that got the kill because he stopped attacking it, but the DOT... I think the DOT killed it.
But yeah, at this point, if you just toggle just Vici Vision, they have so much of the map covered. And Newbee has a decent amount of vision, but it's all in areas that they can't possibly really access, so Vici's is much more actionable. And we talked about ISS's Nature's Prophet and how he leverages the scouting capability of the Treants. He's been doing that a lot this game.
He's just like following the Dragon Knight jungling there with a Treant, so... Alright.
Man, Super is 7-0-9. This has been a pretty immaculate Zeus game for him.
Oh yeah. Now look at that. I mean, the lane scope pressured so hard. I mean, you kind of mentioned they can't actually rotate any heroes to help out there, it felt like, so... Here we go, Snowball in mid. There's the ultimate. Zeus cleans up another. The raw counterplay coming in on F1. It looks like he may be left for dead. Is there a 4-stuff available? He'll push himself out. He's going to push himself out, go for the kill, picks up the gyrocopter, and now they're going to get 3-2-1, caught in a Sprout. He's dropped the Serpent Wards, but Ice is going to try to fight his way out. Super has got another bolt. Doesn't look like it's got the mana for it. Nice! Ice Blast onto 2. Newbee.Y demolished.
Yeah.
Ice, Sprout, TP. He's home free.
Wow. Yeah, pretty great game from him too. I don't know, I think I think Newbee haven't really felt like they could make too much happen in this game, and I think a big part of it is what we were just talking about, like the inability to pressure Zeus meaningfully early on because they were so tied up in 2 very difficult to manage lanes. I think maybe they needed a more independent offlaner who didn't need to be babysat, so that they could actually rotate and pose some threat to the other players, because their inability to do that made it so easy for Vici to reach this point, where their globals are just ruling the day completely.
I talked about the Bloodstone for Zeus. I wouldn't mind just seeing him pick up an Ag Scepter with how much they're playing around the ultimates.
They could close the game out if they got Nags on them right now, for sure.
Yep. I mean, Nature's Prophet may even go for like a Refresher if you really want to go like really cheese mode. But we'll see. He's almost got enough for the Bloodstone or the Ag Scepter, whichever way he wants to go.
Yeah, I don't... Bloodstone's fine here. Like, it's obviously a really, really great item for Zeus in general, but I really think if they just kept going damage, that they would shut Newbee out of the game completely. Gyro's going BKB with no damage items whatsoever, so he's still not going to be that potent even after he has it. He'll just die slower.
We can catch one last glimpse of that team fight. Hashtag production value coming from the Chinese stream replays. Now we're talking. This has been one of the smoother Chinese streams. I didn't know Chinese streams could be this smooth. Well, here we go. Smoke now coming out from the Vici Gaming boys, making their move towards the mid lane, and that's where Beastmaster awaits. Burning leads away, blink stun, they get the kill.
Get a big treat from it too.
As much as Burning's going kind of greedy-ish, he's the number 3 on net worth. He's only got a Blink Dagger. If anything, he's playing just the initiator role who tried to go greedy and then realized, I'm trying to go greedy, it's not working, let's just go fight. My team's owning, I want to take part in this. He could just sit back and farm, but where's the fun in that? So
yeah, it's been an XP Midas for sure, which is great. And this Greater Treant has actually tanked every single hit of this tower, so that's actually pretty substantial. Axe is doing
oh yeah.
Already.
So Super does go for the Ag Scepter. He's just 50 gold short of it now. Bottom lane, SCC could be in some trouble. Ice Shards block. Yeah, not the best. Gets the Snowball to follow up. Now needs to be careful. The Ice Blast is there. SCC gonna get clipped by it, as does 3-2-1. Bug on the Shadow Shaman. They get the Tusk kill. Can they get any more? Meanwhile, on the backlines, Raw comes out. Burning in trouble. There we go. Just gets the Reincarnation mana after the Necrobook burn. Will be... Oh, gets out of the cooldown as well.
Wow.
Okay, blinks away to safety.
That was a really iffy fight. I'm surprised they only lost one. It felt like Newbee might be able to turn that around, but good escape by Vici for sure.
Yeah, FY perhaps overestimating his abilities on the Tusk as they dove in bottom lane, but
yeah,
not the end of the world.
Yeah, they know how ahead they are. They're just keeping the pressure up. And the thing is, Newbee did have to use their Shadow Shaman wards, and so they have no push threat at all now. So they're just penned into their base. Ice, if he just uses this Aghanim Scepter thing on cooldown, they can't push at all.
Yeah.
Like the ability to push has been completely nullified.
The Treants just don't give enough gold that he cares if he like feeds away some Treant golds by pushing lanes. Like the advantage you get from pressuring the lanes and like having the vision of your opponents easily outweighs like a small smidgen of gold that he's maybe giving up to Newbee.
Yeah, exactly. It's worth it for what it gives them because it totally nullifies Newbee's strat.
Well, no one on the Newbee side really getting much farm. DK, they're top farmer, but he's just going into a BKB. This is not going to be an item that really turns things around that much. Gyrocopter has his BKB, but again, like these are very much let's not lose right now kind of BKB pickups. The problem is this game drags out, they'll go down to 5 seconds, and you're not going to scale or farm very well when you've got BKBs. So.
No, it gives you almost no... I mean, a little bit of damage, but almost nothing for farming.
This is what Lumi would call these like game-losing BKBs. Like, yeah, they keep you in the game a little bit longer, but you've got no way to win by buying them. Not to, I don't think there was any right items. I think they're just so far behind, the game's probably over regardless of what they get.
Let's see how this goes. This is kind of a desperation smoke here.
Burning needs to die before Reincarnation. Can they mana burn him? Where's Beastmaster? He needs to bring out the Necrobooks. Doesn't do so until perhaps too late. Snowball comes in as well. Burning trapped in place, but there we go. Reincarnation pops, and Vici losing the AA. Need to be a bit careful here. The BKB from Gyrocopter looking to kill Burning a second time, but he's got the armlet. Can turn and fight, throws out a stun. He will go down, so not bad from Newbee.Y. Good start to the fight, and it looks like Vici Gaming just 2 split up to take this one. May lose more is super. Trapped in the corner here. Throwing out what spells he can. The Tusk snowballing in. FY, please. Questionable play from him. And ice also TPing in. They're going to feed away a 5th. Okay. Take back everything I said. Game-winning BKBs.
Yeah,
we had it backwards.
Vici definitely threw some good money after bad there. There was absolutely no need to try that re-engage. That's actually, that's a very, very consequential fight. Great smoke. They knew that they had the BKB, and Vici maybe didn't know that the BKB was complete. What's that like? Probably,
7k gold swing.
Yeah, I was gonna say 6. Wow, 7. That's
7k plus. Oh. Okay, game-winning BKBs. Lumi and I had it backwards. We don't know what we're talking about.
Wow. Yeah, that was...
I mean, like you say, they threw away way more than they should have there. It should have just been, like, 2 heroes dead. Maybe you even lose Burning there, but both Zeus as well as Prophet did not need to die as well. Maybe Zeus actually was trapped because he didn't have a TP, so he was somewhat committed and couldn't actually TP out, but...
Ice and FY could have absolutely walked away from that. Yeah. Even ISS could maybe have threatened top because it's been so pushed in all game.
It was 3 max, maybe 2 kills if you played it right, so... Well, Ice working on a refresher orb. We'll have that for the next fight. Zeus. I mean, these, like, if you're going all in on the ultimates with, like, Agged refreshers, that's where these BKBs do get a bit more powerful if you can guarantee kills during their durations.
Yeah.
And Vici have the, what, 1 4-star? So, ideally you want to try and kite away when they use the BKBs and try to commit to a fight, but just the 1 4-star on Zeus for that.
I mean, the thing about the BKB, I guess the last thing I'll say about it is that if you're going to make a BKB, like you said, you can't farm with it. You basically have to make the BKB and get a good fight off of it, because that's the equivalent of farming, right? And that's exactly what they did. I think, honestly, Newbee.Y's decision-making is, on the whole, pretty good. Like, they're not just flailing, like, they know what to do.
And they're doing this with treants everywhere. Like, they're being scouted out. Like, all their movements are just being spotted. That one was a smoke gank, which is probably what they want to keep on doing.
Sure.
Or at least 5-man. Like, they're making this obvious that they're 5-manning top, but it could possibly get them a tower. Burning coming in, Ice Blast as well. Uh-oh, this could go badly for them. SCC going to scout this one out. He pops a BKB, but that's a wasted BKB. He's also trapped in by the treants without a TP. This looks questionable for them, but Vici going to back off. Ice Blast has been used, did not really achieve too much, and now the catch comes out from DK onto the AA. Super turns. He's going to start throwing spells now with the BKB wearing off. Got to just be wary of that Raw here. Burning on the side here. There we go. Zeus Ultimate gets some vision here. They're going to look to blow up Chizbug. Successfully do so. FY, meanwhile, no spells. He will not be able to get out of this Raw and do a whole lot here. Yeah, that's the Gyro BKB. 1 crit from Burning. Yeah, no crit.
Ooh, lucky.
Meanwhile, Zeus gets a kill. Undying and Gyro both making it back to base on low HP. Zeus gets a triple kill. Super. Having a super game on the Zeus. 12, 1, and 14.
Getting rid of that DK
Ice Blast.
BKB was the difference maker there.
Is this decay going to wear off? No.
Nah, it won't kill either of them, I don't
If
think.
the decay wore off, could have been a kill, but no. And they're salving back up. They've got to defend and defend now.
They already took tier 3. This is brutal. So much pressure.
That was the refresher from Ice that fight. And, oh, they're going to actually get to catch on Gyro without a BKB. Bit of a mistake there.
Yeah, that was definitely a mistake. He might have to buy back.
And they're going to bring down the Tombstone as well. Soul Rip used once, but not available a second time. They're going to get 1 Rax here. DK does have buyback himself, just barely.
The Force Staff with Ether Lens pushes you so far.
That's actually a really good reason to grab that one.
Yeah.
Burning, no Blink Dagger. No Raw until just now. Burning gets out of range for it. Instead goes for the Raw onto Ice. Shackles available, and it looks like Ice will be kept alive. That full stuff. Again. They defend, but they only kill a Tusk. Well,
yeah, that's really, really rough. It was looking good for them, but that chasing, especially after using the DK BKB, was pretty foolhardy, I think. They should have probably backed off and just waited.
Something you sometimes see out of younger players is, like, while you're waiting for your teammates to respawn to defend a Rax, is getting caught like that. First the Gyrocopter, then the Undying. Like, that's kind of one of those kind of new player mistakes that you sometimes make, just not respecting the catch range of a hero, like a Wraith King with a Blink Dagger.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Vici playing very smart, definitely has overall outclassed Newbee Youth. I don't think Newbee looks too bad. We'll see how they do in the if they lose this game and this series. We'll see how they do in the lower bracket because I don't think they look awful. They look pretty good.
It's definitely a team who I should be able to win a series or two, depending on who they get as an opponent. But looking at some of the other teams that made it through, I'd give Newbee.Y a pretty good shot. It is best of one, though. So lower bracket round 1 and round 2, both best of ones.
Oh, are they? Okay, interesting.
Here we go.
But this could be a turnaround.
Did not get the snowball off, though. Burning in the front lines. Reincarnation in 1 second. Oh, wow. He dies right before it. He went charging in as if like, oh, it's fine. I'll have my ultimate back up. Super needs a 4-staff away. Turns around, bolts. Prophet in the top lane, doing what split push he can. Has not taken the melee racks. He's just going for the tier 3 tower for now, and he'll be forced back. Again, a lot of gold being thrown away. That's a 4k plus gold swing.
This is what Newbee needs. This is they need to get these pickoffs. They need to. Every single charge of the BKB that the Gyro and DK use has to be traded for something really substantial. So
yeah.
They got pretty damn lucky with the cooldown on reincarnation there, but
They'll take it, you know.
They need a little luck, yeah.
What comes next for Prophet? Octarine, I guess? Is he going to buy it? Yep. Soul Booster picked up, and Octarine coming up next. This is the new build.
It's really tough to deal with, for sure. It puts a lot of pressure. I mean, the flip side is that, you know, it has all the issues they'd expect of a Prophet spamming Exalt. It takes away a lot of the farm away from Wraith King. Like, look how poor Wraith King is, even with the Midas.
Yeah. And this is, I think, especially why he needed to go Midas this game, just because of the nature of what Prophet's going to do to a game like this. But yeah. I think Vici Gaming, as far as the overall game plan go, very happy that looking at this game, and they with the Prophet start and his itemization, they knew he was always going to be the kind of like the Admiral Bulldog, #1 net worth. And Burning's playing more like what Loader used to do with Alliance when Bulldog was on Prophet. Yeah. Just more of a tempo controller, team fighter, and getting the job done with a bit less. BKB coming soon as well for him, and then he'll be a lot safer in these team fights.
Definitely. I think Newbee.Y, the issue is that it's still very, very difficult for them to generate actual map pressure. They probably need a Roche, and that's not the easiest thing for them to get.
Yeah, that's going to be constantly scouted, I imagine. Treants, yep, they keep on swooping on through, and the lanes are going to keep getting pressured as well, so you're not going to likely get breathing room to take that Roche.
No, they do have decent aura, like with the Beastmaster aura being maxed out and the Necro creeps. They do have like the ability to take it pretty quickly. But like you said, the map positioning is tough.
And Prophet just hit level 16, so now we've got double Wrath of Nature at level 3, Zeus Ultimate level 3 as well. Possibly gonna see a catch here. CC on the sides here. They want to look to catch Burning before he gets to the high ground here. They need the Necrobooks. Can they burn his mana in time? Doesn't look like it. Maybe with the Hex. He's got 1 charge. It's good 4-star from Super. Keep him alive. There's the ultimates coming flying through. First the Zeus Ultimate. Prophet holding on to his for now. Throws 1. Is there a second? He gets caught up by a DK stun. Can refresh if he wants to. Will do so. Throws another ultimate. Is it going to do anywhere near damage with an Ice Blast? He gets 1 kill. Brings down Gia's Gyrocopter with him. And it looks like Newbee.Y somewhat hold for now. Zeus looking to go back in and fight for some more though, and they will get the tier 3 tower up top. Prophet going to buy back and look to seal the deal here.
That makes a lot of sense.
This will at least force Gyro to buy back as well, so they can trade core buyback for core buyback, and there we go, Gyro buys back.
That's in Vici's favor to trade those buybacks like that.
I mean, Prophet's close to peaking out. Gyro has a long way to go as far as items go. And he needs to be careful, has not got Reincarnation. Super does have a 4-staff, gets himself out of the cooldown. That 4-staff has surely paid off. Definitely not an item to question this game as Burning links in without Reincarnation for 7 seconds. Has to be a bit careful here. He's getting low. BKBs does not get the armlet toggle off.
Yikes.
And again goes down.
Gyro's down. That's huge. That's actually a perfectly fine trade for them.
The Gyro for Vici, you mean?
The fact that
yeah.
they were able to pick him off. He just tried to extend a little bit and Super immediately just jammed all his damage into him. It's so hard against this team that can just AA ult you plus everything else.
SSI's just trolling me with these TP cancels at the top lane, but he got the melee racks as well, so it was melee racks finally claimed in the mid lane, and with that, things looking pretty much where you want them to be for Vici Gaming. Zeus Ultimate going to be paired with a refresher fairly soon as well, and I believe we're looking at 5 second BKBs very soon. 6 seconds on Gyro, DK down to 7, so even if Newbee hold another fight or two, it's going to come at the cost of those BKB charges.
Yeah, they're already pretty. Oh my god, Dragon Knight taking so much
Okay.
damage. With the Glimmer, he might not have to pop BKB.
That's an Ag Scepter, but he will survive it.
He should be fine, I think.
Yep.
If he has to pop a BKB, that would just be brutal here. No, he's fine.
AA level 2 Ice Blast, so possibly level 3 would have been dead or forced to BKB, like you said.
It's funny how Cavalier Burning is with his life this game.
Yeah, this is so unburning-like. Normally, Burning would not blink in there for that stun into
No,
two heroes
never.
until he had Reincarnation.
The old Burning was so risk-averse, and it feels like he has been transformed a little bit lately.
Like, especially the previous death to that, when it was literally 1 second away from coming back up. It's like, okay, that was at least like slightly unfortunate for him. Top lane
that
super
last one
caught
was
out.
Yeah. That's a nice kill, actually. Ton of gold for Beastmaster there. That's great that he was
Yep.
set up.
Man, Beastmaster does so much damage with the Necrobook Aura.
Looks like he's gonna go pipe. He's actually got, because of how much gold he's gotten for the past couple of fights, he's actually got most of a pipe. That's pretty substantial against a comp like this from Vici.
And they're going to need it, because I kind of mentioned the BKB's getting short, and you don't want to just use the BKBs for the ultimates flying out. You want to save it for when you engage, not get stunned by Wraith King, by Tusk. And if you start the ultimate with the Zeus ulti, suddenly your carry has like half HP before a fight begins. But
Right. The unfortunate thing is that they can't even though they killed the Zeus, they still can't take Roshan off of it. The positioning is just too difficult. And actually, Vici's just going to go ahead and walk in.
Yep. Prophet picks up an Octarine. They can just spam these lanes out. Prophet just TP's top, knowing that, okay, Roche is scouted. They're not going to be top. They're going to be headed towards the pit. So I'm going to get my split push back on, and Summon's Treants will probably vacate the lane now as well.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Oh boy. This is going to be a long one for Newbee.Y if they're going to turn this one around, but they're going to work at it. Shadow
Yeah,
Shaman
it'll
picks
be-
up an Aether Lens. Okay.
That item is insane on that hero. That's
Yep.
like it's like Bane. Like he can just initiate on you from so far away, and especially because he has this shackle spell, which shouldn't, like, if it's interrupted, he loses a lot of time on it. His ability to hex and just jump in and hex shackle you from outside of your range is fantastic.
We'll see Vici again go into the pit. Seeing a few heroes on the map. They see Gyrocopter top, and nice for now. Not going to tech. Okay, now he's been seen by this Hawk. But he likely... Ooh, Beastmaster? Is he going in for the kill?
Here, the trade for the
TPing.
Roche is pretty worth it for Vici.
Ice. That was some 6 cents there, getting away from that gang.
And that's Roshan basically. There's no way he'd be.
I like how Burning's taking this one. He's like, guys, I keep dying. This is not friendly for me.
Oh my god.
Sad life. Have they got the refresher on Zeus? Not quite. If he had the refresher, that could have almost been a dead Undying.
Yeah, I think so. This is such an unfun game to be a support.
Especially the Shadow Shaman. He hasn't got, like, Undying at least has a Glimmer Cape, so he can glimmer on
Yeah.
out. Almost gets clipped by an Ice Blast there as well.
Yeah, Shaman's gonna need a Glimmer Cape as well, for sure. And they really want that pipe on. Actually, the pipe is done on Beastmaster, but obviously he wasn't.
Yeah, and that's more like for a team fight. Like, when they're just using it for, like, pickoffs around the map, it's like, you can only do so much. Prophet looking to already send some units towards the top lane, ready to just split push. He's just going to send Treants in from top lane onto the Rex. Continuously at that. With the Octarine, it's just so spammable, and Vici Gaming in a good position here. Blink forward. They get the stun onto Fenrir, looking to take out the Ice Blast out of the fight. He has a 4-staff himself, though. Double 4-staff to safety. Turns around, gets an Ice Blast onto 2. The snowball on in. Super goes down on the Zeus. F.Y. unable to save him, but meanwhile, Ice, or should I say, Rat, is taking the top melee racks. Burning will go down once. He'll go down twice. He'll even go down a third time. But Vici Gaming, for now, they don't really care. For now.
Yeah, it's pretty abusive. Yeah, I think Vici are playing this pretty much as you'd expect. They weren't going to win that fight, but in exchange they take another set of racks. It becomes tougher and tougher for Newbee.Y. They're going to have to start really contemplating. The problem here is that your non-cores, who aren't going to get any farm, are going to have items. Like, you're going to need a Vlad's eventually, and who the heck's going to build that? Because Shadow Shaman needs to also build a Glimmer Cape for himself, so
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
it's going to be difficult. The DK is going to need a Maelstrom pretty soon. Yeah, it's going to be an uphill climb.
Well, they're trying to get a tier 1 tower out of this. They had the pushing lineup for the most part, but have been unable to do so. And they're trying to get this tier 1 mid. Doesn't look like Gyro is even going to be able to do that. locked in place. FY getting low, but he'll survive it, and Nature's Prophet picks up another kill for the side of Vici Gaming.
That was pretty sloppy from Gyro. Like, that was...
He's kind of on, I guess, like a tilt kind of player from him at this stage. Like, we just lost another Rax. Like, I'm sick of these freaking split pushes.
Yeah, you're definitely right, but it's still like he. Hopefully, his captain is telling him to cool it, because it's not like they can't win. It's just really, really hard.
It's ridiculous. I mean, even ridiculously hard at this point, just based on how things are developing. But of course, still possible, and all it takes is one big teamfight win or a Vici Gaming hero not to have buyback, and suddenly you just 5-man down the mid lane, and you found yourself tier 1, tier 2, and a lane of Rax possibly if it's late in the game when Vici Gaming have long respawns.
Yep. That's definitely their hope, but to win they need a very, very big Gyro, and because he did go that BKB first.
Aether Lens on ice. Okay. I mean, so it is damage amplification. That's something to keep in mind with this. So it does more damage on the Wrath of Nature. The cast range on Sprout, I guess, is okay. Not to mention the increase in cast range on teleportation. Fantastic stuff coming out from ice.
Don't mislead your viewers.
Yeah, I know. There's probably someone out there like, huh? What?
Actually, more likely there's somebody like, GoDz an idiot. He thinks it increases teleportation range.
Okay. I think, I don't know, is this a serious, I guess it's a serious item because this game's not quite over, but...
The 8% on the double ults is, I think, pretty justified. The thing is, it's so cheap. Like, the item costs almost no money.
And you got a 15-second cooldown teleport with the Octarine, so I guess you don't need a TP slot. Theoretically, it's better than the drums at this stage of the game as well. Well, I'm curious to see how it works. I mean, I feel like some of your spells in the late game, like Sprout late game with Octarine, is pretty much perma-Sprout, so having extra cast range on it is pretty damn nice. Yeah, it's exactly perma-Sprout. There's like a slight cast time where there's maybe a half-second of downtime, but...
The new Rune 2 makes a lot of things, has a lot of... Oh, actually, we have a fight.
4-star for number 1. There's a second one if they need FY getting low. Where's that second 4-star? They're not going to get it out. Burning. Going on in. There's going to be the double Wrath of Nature coming out from the Nature's Prophet. Not really doing quite enough. SCC, though, dodges the Ice Blast with a Blink Dagger. Burning. Life number 1 out of the way, but there is 2 cores in the front lines. Blinks back out of there. Super. Going to get punished instead now. His 4-star still on cooldown, I believe, from the previous engagement. And suddenly, things looking okay. They're at least holding a little bit. Treants are going to swarm on in and just poke away at the tower. Good stuff, Ice.
Really
Good
nice
stuff.
BKB usage, though, from the DK. The BKB plus Blink was really key to winning that fight. Honestly, they're, I wouldn't really chance Newbie Youth in a straight-up 5v5 if I were Vici, because the Gyro and DK are starting to get pretty sizable.
They seem to be overestimating how strong they are just because they have these refresher ultis on Zeus and Nature's Prophet. But realistically, even if some of the damage lands, like maybe 50% of it lands, there's a pipe, there's BKBs, you're not going to hit... Right. And they just don't do quite enough damage to bring down a Gyrocopter and DK at this stage of the game.
And it's the location of the fight, too. It's that if they take it right outside the tier 3, then there's no opportunity for SSS to sneak in and rat that set of racks. Yeah. He could go for the tier 4s, but it's not quite time for that yet.
That's not the item I expected on Dragon Knight.
Scotty.
What is Beastmaster up to? He went for a solo pickup on AA, and now he is being punished.
I don't know if that was such a great idea, but yeah, Newbie Youth so far pretty good. I think the Scotty just for tankiness is not a terrible idea.
Yeah, it's raw HP against the ultis.
Right, and they're so flimsy, Vici, that he doesn't need a ton of damage to chew through anybody except really the Wraith King.
Yeah. And it's kind of, I guess, gives you some extra kiting capabilities against the Wraith King. That's why you go over the perhaps the heart. Also, a buyback on the Beastmaster. Shackles is there. There's going to see a DK Sun on the sidelines looking for FY here. Burning is low, but will have the reincarnation available. The second life will have a blink here. May need to reposition himself. Doesn't get the chance to do so. BKBs instead looks to stand his ground and fight, but he's trapped in a terrible spot. And again, the position of the fight not really allowing for much split push to happen. Ice is in the middle of things and may just be better served. Applying pressure elsewhere, but with the DK dead, this is still looking very difficult to defend for Newbee.Y.
It's just tough because the DK dropped. Their fight, it was smart of them to fight because no refreshers were up. Neither refresher was up at the time, but with no DK, no buyback. Oof.
Korea. It somehow snuck its way to the secret shop, and now it's looking to sneak its way back to base, and it looks like it will succeed. Picks up a Skadi on the gyrocopter. Super goes down, and meanwhile, Fenrir, Vici Gaming, very sloppy stuff perhaps the last 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah, this is definitely starting to get a little bit Whoa Dota funny time.
I feel like they just feel like, it's pretty much won. Like, look, even that, they lose 4 heroes, but they get the tier 3 tower. Well, even if they don't they'll get it eventually. So they get a tier 3 tower for 4 heroes. Yes, the gold trade is going to look ugly. 3.5k gold. Every team fight we see like this, it's like 3k going Newbie's way, another 3k, another 6k in one fight, but bit by bit, Newbie Youth are losing their base. And they haven't even taken a tier 1 mid tower. It does get to a point where it's too much at some point, perhaps. Like Gyrocopter with a Satanic plus Butterfly or something. You get Dragon Knight with one more item like a Mjolnir. Maybe things will change, but it's going to take like another big item or two before they start to worry.
The real point of anything like that is the Nature's Prophet, because you have to somehow get his buyback down so that when you wipe them and do the death push, he can't just buy back and take your throne.
I wonder if I don't know if Rapier's really I feel like Rapier's not going to solve the problem. As far like Gyro doing enough damage, like having more damage is nice and all, but it's just the problem is being able to be in multiple locations at once. Defending the split push while taking a team fight. Maybe the Rapier allows you to win a team fight quicker or push out a lane a bit more, but I'm not sure if they're quite at that desperate state just yet. I mean, you're down 2 lanes of racks and you have exposed bottom racks, so maybe you are desperate enough to go for a Rapier.
I think Rapier is in general underbuilt because people are afraid of the risk of building it. So I would say, yeah, I think it takes less desperation than people think it takes, I guess is how I would say.
Okay. Let's see if that's going to be a consideration. Dragon Knight, not really transitioning to too much for the time being.
That Lotus Orb on FY could make a big difference. If he can counter Dragon Tail the DK when he jumps in and tries to stun before BKBing, then that would be the end of the game, possibly.
Oh, here we go. Smoke up from Vici. They're on the hunt. There's a Borising on top of them. It looks like they may catch the Beastmaster unless he's fast with the blink, but they cancel it. Zeus ultimate used wisely.
He has no buyback. That makes it. This is going to be actually really tough without the Necros or the Roar. Or the Pipe. The Pipe is so huge for them.
They used a lot of ultis for it, but they can just wait for those cooldowns if they want to. They'll chip away at the range tracks for now. Zeus has the Refresher. He's going to pop it. Nature's Prophet as well. They throw both ultimates, force the BKBs. Now they can just back off and secure racks. As DK already low. As is the Gyrocopter is going to turn and look to fight Jeremy. Ice. Backing off, burning underneath the tower, but without the Beastmaster, no Necroblocks, no extra firepower coming from the inner beast. Burning will die once, but don't see him dying a second time.
There are.
Oh my freaking god. It's Plants versus Zombies. I thought you could only play this game on mobile. Newbee.Y, well, they've lost this round. The Zombies will have to come back through the lower bracket because Vici Gaming have managed to 2-0 Newbee.Y. Not the cleanest of performances, but they got the job done.
Yeah, Lee got caught out too many times that game. I think in general it's just not a super polished Beastmaster game. Like, he did 2 things wrong. He got caught out, including at the end there, but he got caught out like 5 or 6 times. And the other thing he didn't do was the Necro creeps weren't always like right on top of the target that they were fighting. So Burning got away more times than he should have with enough mana to reincarnate. But still, Newbee.Y, I don't think they played bad. It's just Vici definitely outclassed them.
Yep. See Vici here on stage, shaking hands. They're done for today. We've only got the winner bracket quarterfinals today, 4 best-of-3s, so they can take the day off to rest and come back tomorrow strong. For Vici Gaming, we saw a couple different strategies. We've seen them mix things up a bit, Vic. I think they're going to be a top contender here. I'd be surprised if they're not in the top 3, but it's really just a matter of how convincingly they can win, because like this game wasn't a polished game, but I think it was also because you've got Ice leading the way, and he knew the game was in the bag, I guess. Like, he was just that confident.
Mm-hmm.
So, we'll see. I don't know. How do you feel Vici Gaming is, like, a big... It's going to be, like, one of the, like... Are they favorites for the tournament as a whole, or...?
Definitely. I mean, it's... So, out of the invited teams, the strongest are obviously CDEC, Vici, and eHome. eHome's been... I feel like Vici is favored almost always against eHome, just because they have a bit more polished and sophisticated, like, shot calling. I feel like eHome... They're really, really talented, but they just have no idea what they're doing sometimes. And so Vici's going to be able to punish that.
Yep.
And then CDEC, it's hard to say. Will CDEC be good on this patch? I honestly don't know.
Yeah, CDEC is definitely a bit of a mystery right now, but we'll see them later today. Taking on Fan Chuan, bit of an interesting opponent for them. Our next match will be... Hold on one sec while I check. I believe we have... I think it's the iG Vitality squad versus LGD, so possibly a one-sided match. A very one-sided match at that, if anything. I think iG Vitality possibly the least known team in the competition, but did obviously prove something through the qualifiers, so...
Yeah. Did well in... I think they did have the softer qualifying group of the two, but even so.
Okay. Well, that does it, guys. We're going to take a break. There will be a bit of a break before the next series since they will have to set up on stage and get things ready for the next game here in Shanghai, China. If you're in Shanghai, you can always check out the live event. I don't know if there's tickets available, but definitely recommend doing so. You're watching the Perfect World Radiant and Dire Cup 2015. I'm GoDz. I'll be covering all the action today, and joining me was Vykromond. You guys can follow him on Twitter at Vykromond, but he's done for today. Thanks for joining me, Vic. Any last words before you go?
No, thanks. This was fun. Happy holidays.
No problem. Well, guys, we're going to say goodbye for now, and we'll be back in about 15-20 minutes time for the next best of 3. See you guys later.